flick.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. You're going to have to open it. Remove me for just 1 second. Or I'm going to remove myself. Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Mezzo here. Oh my goodness. I'm lonely. Wait, I should be not wearing my sweatshirt. I have my Kyber Cave shirt on, and I completely forgot to put it on. Oh my goodness. Anyway, okay, so hello, everybody. Welcome in for Saber Rattle. Oh my goodness, there's Van. Okay, I'm not alone anymore. Ah!
I'm sorry to leave you there.
I have my Kyber Cave shirt on.
Woo-hoo! Oh, you were layered up.
No, I didn't. I took on a different shirt. Crap, I wore my Kyber Cave yesterday.
You're all trying to like show off, and then then didn't even have it. Alex Perez, what is going on?
I was wearing my Kyber Cave shirt yesterday. Hi, Alex. I was wearing my Kyber Cave shirt because I was going to try to go to the mall.
Oh yeah.
And meet up with you guys, and then I ended up editing for 5 hours.
As often happens.
So I was doing all that instead. I was like, I'm not gonna make it, and I didn't get a chance to tell you this or any, only kind of told like a couple people, but a few weeks ago I tripped. Okay, it's just my thing. I didn't really think I hurt myself, but then like my left medial ankle, which is like their inner ankle, started like really hurting. And I finally looked at it. Hi, Say Wong. He's at Fan Expo.
Fan Expo. Yeah, Gary and V are packing up right now for Fan Expo.
Yes, they are. And so I looked at my ankle Friday night, and it's like twice the size of the other one.
Oh, my God.
And so I messaged.
Is that the bad ankle?
No, it's the other one. So I messaged my doctor, and they had said to kind of like rest it and ice it and elevate it. I'm not elevated here right now, but I'll elevate it later and do some ice and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to when I get off my feet to like rest it, my first thought is I want to edit.
Wow.
That's my first thing is I want to go edit.
You know what though? I will say the one thing, I mean, I guess if you're dealing with any kind of like pain or anything, the thing about editing is that's something that you can literally get focused in and lost on for hours and like not even concentrate.
Yeah, that's distraction is one of my like go-tos when it comes to pain management. Hi, Graveyard. Ghost here recording, so can't hear. Okay, hi, Graveyard. Hi, Michaela. So I use distraction as like the first thing to go to when my pain bothers me a lot, and so I've been doing a lot of the last few weeks. Anyway, so it's not that bad, but I was using my cane today, and I was like, I don't like using it because I mean it helps, but then people go, "What'd you do now?"
Right.
And I get that. I get
you
that.
You just want to have to tell people the stories.
Yeah, my husband's like, if you use it all the time, they wouldn't ask. I was like, I don't want to use it if there's times where I don't feel like I need to. So, okay.
You got to get you a lightsaber cane, and then it'll be cool.
Like, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Like,
I mean, you know who you're dealing with, right?
I have a cane attachment. I wonder if I put it at the bottom.
Put like a rubber tip on there.
Yeah, I have one that's like the ones that stand, like it's like a massive one, so the cane can stand on its own. I wonder if it fits. That would be so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys had a special event this weekend. Tell them about it.
Yeah, we were at a pop-up event in the mall, in Solano Mall. So I've spent many years working at Solano Mall, so it was good and interesting to be back. Dude, I have to say, and for those of you that didn't see a Friday show, our topic was Black Friday. It's so weird, like, to document how Black Friday has changed. Like, do you remember watching those videos where, like, people are getting stampeded for, socks, and people are, like, punching each other out for TVs and stuff? Like, it was so dead. It was unbelievable how much freedom of movement there was. There was no lines or anybody waiting.
I don't know how crazy. It is now. I've worked it once and shopped it twice, and it wasn't that it was like stampedes for when I saw, but it was just like rude people.
Right.
And I don't do well in such a crowded place that like I'm stuck waiting forever.
Right.
And like it wasn't like that like 15 years ago. My husband and I would go to anime conventions and wait hours in line for something.
Right.
So anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit different then.
Yeah, so this year it was, I mean, completely I pulled up for our event, and the entire, like, I was able to pull right up to the first like line of parking, and unload the
Yeah,
car and get into the event and stuff like that. It was just plenty of parking all around, and I don't know, it was kind of crazy, but Kyber Cave did very well.
awesome.
We do well pretty much anywhere we go. It's not a bragging thing, but it's because we are so unique. When we go to just about any event, I mean, when have you seen a lightsaber vendor at any
Exactly.
event?
Not anywhere but like a convention normally.
Right, right.
So everyone who is watching, if you have not joined our Patreon, you can join and support us for as little as $1 a month. And right now, there is a poll going. It closes tomorrow night, so you can jump on, donate. You have your $1 subscription for the month to join in on this poll. But there will be more patron-only event content coming up. But this poll, as you're picking from 3 color combinations to choose Mezzo to dye her hair from. So you get to take part in that. And then I will record the process, and it will be presented to patrons only. So, of course you do. Well, your sabers are amazing. They are amazing. I mean, I love mine. I love mine. I'm taking it to youth group tomorrow night. French church. Anyway, so if you go to Patreon and just look up Kyber Cave Productions, or you can go patreon.com/Kyber Cave Productions, and you can find our page and support us for as little as $1 a month. All right, so moving on, you know what it's time for, everybody. Everyone, say it. It is
Nerdy news.
All right, first in the news, the Glass Onion sequel to Knives Out is only until November 30th. It was only out until November 30th theaters. It only did like a 1-week release. It's a Netflix movie.
Wow.
Netflix, okay. Right, and they made the sequel. Daniel Craig, for anyone wondering, is the only returning character. Catherine Hahn, Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, so many good actors, and Janelle Monáe, so many good actors in this movie. And I went and saw it. It was only released in 700 theaters in the U.S., and Vacaville was one of them.
Really?
Yes, and I went and saw it last night, and it's a lot of fun. It reminded me a lot of the first when it came to like whodunit, like how do you do it? I figured out because I know those things.
I'm into that kind of stuff.
Like I figured out who did it, but there's always like another twist in the story too that I don't figure out, which is always great. So if you want to see it, you only have a few more days to.
All right, get out there to the theater.
Yeah, you can like just Google the Glass Onion where it plays near me, and you'll find out more info. Next, what month is coming up? December.
January? Oh, December? I totally skipped December.
December is known for holidays, right? Not just Christmas, but there's other ones. And you got to have a Star Wars holiday gift guide in 2022. So if you check the description below, you'll find the link to StarWars.com's article on the gift giving guide for 2022.
I love that there's an R2 Tamagotchi.
I know. Isn't that so adorable? I saw it and went, like, I tried like a Tamagotchi. It was kind of like Tamagotchi, an app.
Right.
And it was like with their own modern version. I was like, no, that's no.
Right. It's not the
same at all. So if you guys want to check that out, and you can see all the really cool, fun stuff for holiday gifts below.
Woo! Lots of cool stuff. I see the Razor Crest.
And we also, I didn't put it in the news, but we had Andor's finale last week.
We did have Andor's finale. It's been really interesting. Like I get like I only seem to find 2 types of people who've seen Andor. There's people that absolutely hate it and think it is, another part of destroying Star Wars, and other people who absolutely love it and think it's the best thing that Disney has done since they've taken the franchise. There seems to be no middle ground on this show. You either love it or you hate it.
So a lot of people, you had your Tamagotchi in first grade. You really don't.
Right, I've killed a couple Tamagotchis in my day.
I had a dog in junior high. And it was purple. I remember that the case was purple. Why did I remember that? I don't know. Anyway, so I have noticed that a lot of people who don't like Star Wars, like Andor and the more recent shows, is people got so adjusted to a certain kind of Star Wars, like with all the mystical and the lightsaber fighting. Of course, saber fighting is awesome. Saber dueling is amazing and beautiful, but this is like, I think, an add-on to another part of Star Wars, like a more in-depth look at parts of the story you didn't get to look at before, and to see also how much writing and entertainment has improved over time. And I love Diego Luna as Andor too. I adore him. Diego Luna, I love you. You never see this one, it's okay.
I'm sure he watches Kyber Cave.
I'm so sorry. I like to. I never meet celebrities like when I come up to them. I don't want to be like hi, to see them like randomly, but because I like to meet people organically. Like I like to just meet them naturally. But I am a huge fan of his work, and I'm so excited for it. And I think, a lot of people either love it. I'm one of those people, but I understand that people hate it because it's just not their type of show, honestly.
Right.
Because they're used to Star Wars a certain way. I think there's enough room in the fandom nerdom for all of us to enjoy it, and people can dislike it as long as people don't crap on each other. Like you're a bad person for liking it, or vice versa. Then it's cool, right? You don't have to like it, and that's okay.
Right. Michaela says there's more to the galaxy than just Jedi.
Yes. Yeah, way more. And I think it's really cool to dive in depth and see that parts that we didn't have before.
Yeah,
all right.
Oh, we love you too, Alex, and we appreciate having you on our show, Hearts of Kyber. Alex is one of the producers on that show. I totally forgot my train of thought. What were you just saying?
We were talking about Andor. And like and there's more to the Star Wars world than Jedis.
Right. Oh yeah. And someone was telling me, at that time, at the fall of the fall of Jedi Order 66, there was 10,000 Jedi at the time. So if you were to spread that out amongst the galaxy, that would be like 2 Jedi per planet. So it makes a lot of sense that there are people, who have never heard of the Jedi, or it's just a very kind of far off kind of myth or legend, or
and you know how you go and watch any kind of sci-fi mysticals, some kind of Marvels, DC or whatever, and you see like that one person who played kind of like a 2-line extra, but you kind of want another story. This feels like that, but way more awesome. Like the people who brought the information to Leia when it was needed. That's the story about them and stuff like that, and how.
But I haven't seen any Bothans die yet.
All right,
Bothans died to bring us this information. Okay, sorry.
Moving on. James Kaiser is one of our producers. He brings us the flow of the show every week, and this week it is he himself, also known as Darth Cephalus.
Woo!
So I had a little fun with this one. Did you get a chance?
I'm excited for this one.
Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I know what you did.
I went all metal. You know what I did. So without further ado, y'all enjoy Darth Cephalus. His YouTube channel link is in the description below.
Woo-hoo.
Your reaction to the volcano in the background was hilarious.
I'm thinking it's on Mustafar. The whole planet is exploding.
We can see each other down below. It's so funny. Hi, Matt. It comes easily flows. See what I did there? I'm such a dork.
It's a lava flow.
I love a pun. So yeah, I kind of had a little fun with that one.
Yes. I was like, take the high ground.
So thank you, James Kaiser. I know you were probably nearby watching Anakin and Obi-Wan do each other. All right. So, sir, what do we have next?
The next part of the show, our fantastic guest. We have a fantastic interview every week. And this is somebody who actually helped partly to create this show. She used to be a regular part of the show when we very first started. Gary, her husband, used to do interviews every 2 weeks. And, she's kind of the brains of the operation, so she'd have to get things set up for him. But she is most known for being one half of Ripper Blades, but now she has something to show. I'm very excited about it. She and I have been talking a little bit, but I've only heard a little bit about it. Tonight, I get to learn more with the rest of you. Please welcome the Ripper of BYO Sabers.
How are you?
Good. It is so good to see you, V. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you.
It has been forever. Probably a good year. Easy.
Easily a year. So tell everybody, hey, Mezzo, can you bring up V's mic a little bit, please? Tell everybody where you're at and what you're doing.
Okay, so Rip and I are in San Francisco. It's our hometown, so it's a good thing. We are at we're at the end of the San Francisco Fan Expo. It was a great con. And, every time we come to San Francisco or any place in the Bay Area, we just get so much love. Especially Rip, because this is where Ripper Blades was birthed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I will say the Bay Area, and I was talking to Rip about this earlier, the Bay Area is so Star Wars. Like, we've been to New Mexico, Nevada, Denver, we've been to LA, but I can't really think of any other city that is so Star Wars.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You mean for as far as the cosplayers or like the people buying merch or what?
Yeah, the cosplayers. There's been, we saw, at least I saw a lot more Star Wars cosplayers than I have before. You see Spider-Man everywhere.
Right.
Spider-Man is everywhere. But sometimes you don't see very many Star Wars cosplayers. You know what I mean? One or two here and there. You see more anime. You see more, different stuff. But this one, definitely a big Star Wars community for sure.
Right. I was noticing it looked like in your picture there was a lot of Rangers there, Power Rangers this weekend. I'm sure that's in tribute of our recent loss.
Yes, definitely. Now, what we see, because we're in the vendor hall, we don't see, like, a lot of the cosplayers stay in the main area. Some of them don't come around to see us, so I miss a little bit.
Right.
So I don't really get to get out of the booth. It's just pretty much me and Rip most of the time.
Right. And how has it been? You're now okay. Well, first off, for people that don't know or people that may recognize you only from Ripper Blades, a lot of people don't know you have your own thing going now. That's kind of like it's like the peanut butter and the jelly with the Ripper Blades, right?
Exactly. So
tell everybody what you're doing.
So bottom line is, if anybody, I'm sure some people will know that are watching, Ripper Blades, custom Rip makes custom acrylic blades to go into your lightsaber. Well, we started doing conventions in 2017. We quickly realized that not everybody has a lightsaber. You know what I mean? And another thing we realized that through the years, that a lot cosplayers and saber people are different kinds of people. A saber person will spend thousands of dollars on a custom saber, and they could care less about the blade. Honestly, I mean, you know what I mean. They're fine with the basic white blade that we all know. Cosplayers, on the other hand, when they ask Rip to make them something, or when they buy something off the website or whatever, that's their main thing. The katana is the main thing.
That's what they're showing off.
Exactly, that's what they're showing off, and what they need to light their blade, you know, they won't pay as much as someone that's a saber person.
Right.
So we ran into that problem quite a bit. I would refer people. People would say, "Hey, I want to buy a blade, but I don't have a hilt." Okay, well, I would refer them to a few different companies that we're comfortable with. But a lot of the times, I'd get back, if I buy a katana for $150, I can't afford a $300, $400, $500, $600 saber.
Right.
So but I still need something to light my katana, you know. So long story short, we went through different avenues through the years to see if we can possibly get something together, and we finally did. We started selling LGT sabers probably about, I want to say, about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We would sell, and honest, everything's packed. We started selling this model here, which is a really basic model, for $100.
Right.
Cosplayers were cool with it. I would get more orders of this one with no sound than ones with sound.
Uh-oh. Wait, we lost your audio. I can't hear you.
No, I lost
there you go.
Audio.
Got you.
Okay, somebody called.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, then we were selling this model for, I don't know, probably like 3 years or so. Things got really hectic with Ripper blades. We went through, this last year and a half has been pretty harsh on our living situation. To be very truthful with you, everything was so stressful that, I mean, even our relationship got involved in the big mess. So Rip's been too busy to do anything. So, and we started I took about 75% off the products off the websites. We were not taking as many orders. So obviously, not taking orders so that he can catch up on orders that were already there. So our income started, so now we have financial stresses. So bottom line is, I decided to go ahead and move forward. I let Rip do his thing with Ripper blades, and I decided to focus on selling more of the LGT sabers. So cons started coming around, mid last year. So that's when I decided I'm going to try to do this and see. I mean, my background is sales and marketing. I've been doing conventions for years and years and years and years. Right. So it wasn't something that I was not familiar with. So we started doing them, and it's great. People love them. It's definitely, because of the affordability, it's definitely put a lot more people in the game. A lot more people can afford it. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about one of the things that I thought was kind of cool and sets you apart from, say, some of the other LGT vendors that we may have had on the show. Your saber company is called, do you pronounce it BYO? Is that what you call it?
Yes, BYO.
I call it, I would say BYO Sabers.
Oh, everybody calls it everything. Whatever you could, it doesn't matter.
But the cool thing about BYO is BYO stands for Build Your Own Saber. So
Yes.
you have there, when you go to the conventions, people are able to put together and kind of mismatch pieces and build their own saber like Legos, right?
Exactly. Well, we had already started that when we had the store. We had a store in Lake Havasu City, and then we had a store in Texas, and this was before COVID.
Right.
So people loved it. People totally loved it. They loved coming into the store and being able to, to get the pieces and put them together. So
Right.
yes, so that's what that was the main thing. That's why it's BYO. That was the main thing on the with the cons. I set up a table. I put as many pieces on there as possible, and people just go in there and make their own stuff, and
Right.
they really enjoy it. I mean, and like I said, the price point is affordable. You know what I mean?
Right.
And more people can do it. They have a lot of fun doing it, and through the years, and I mean, I'm sure there's people watching that have been through the years in the Saber community. LGT has definitely come a long way. You
Right.
know what I mean? The sound quality is much better. The everything about the product is just better. And
The
the cool thing
selection
about
is
them,
is
yeah,
unmatched.
the selection. They keep bringing new stuff in, and they keep upgrading their stuff. And I'll tell you one thing that I really like: they haven't changed their prices. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying the same thing for this that I did 4 years ago when the speakers weren't so great
Right.
and they didn't have as many funds and they didn't, and the smooth swing wasn't there. So
Right.
all these things have come along in the last couple years
Right.
to
Now
make
they've
it the
got
product that it.
Johnny Collado over at Dark Wolf Savers that is in partnership working on those soundboards, the
Yes.
Xenopixels.
Well, that's what that's he's the one that actually brought LGT to the community in a way, because
Right.
once he got involved, things just started happening. And I mean, there's different kinds of people. Some people are collectors, and they would prefer to buy from custom made stuff, and but some people are just not.
Right.
Some people
Right.
just want to like the Ripper Blade,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So and
Right.
and like I said, the product has come such a long way.
Right.
And the warranty on it and everything about it. So we're very happy. We're very happy. But the goal actually is to combine the two. Right now, Rip is still a little behind. He still has orders. I mean, he's still working on his backlog.
Right.
Um, but eventually, what the goal is to make Ripper blades ready to ship. So pretty much not take custom orders for a while. Go on the road and take BYO and Ripper blades on the road. And when I say on the road, like right now, we've done conventions in Albuquerque, in LA, in the San Francisco area, in Denver, in Las Vegas, but and some in Utah. But I mean, by saying on the road is we're looking into getting a motorhome. We're gonna pack the blades, pack the sabers, pack the 6 animals, and just go. I
Right.
mean, I want to do cons everywhere. I want to go to Florida. I want to go to New York.
Hey, you and Gary would be perfect for those those like videos where they deck out like a little U-Haul or like an old van or something and turn it into
Yes.
like their mobile house. Just load up a bunch of sabers and blades in the back and just hit the country.
And just go. And just go. Okay, we've sold these things at county fairs. We've sold them at swap meets. We've sold them everywhere, and they sell. People like them, and all kinds of people like them. There's so many people out there that don't even know that lightsabers are available to purchase.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 90% of the people that buy from us are just happy that lightsabers are around.
Right.
So in a
Right.
way, it's like a new market for the con life.
Right. So the difference between you and some of the other distributors is just how much you're getting out to the people as opposed to directly through the website, it seems like.
Exactly. I honestly haven't even the website. I put it up probably about, I don't know, about a year ago. I haven't touched it. I need to update it, but we're just doing the con thing. We're pretty much doing the con thing. And another thing, to be extremely truthful with you, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like, for instance, the BYO thing, right? We started doing that at the shop, and that was, like I said, before COVID. And
Right.
and then BYO Sabers came into the picture, and they're awesome people. You know what I mean? And they are very well known in the Saber community. So, and I had messaged Tyler about this way before any of this happened. But I just don't want to step on anybody's toes. That's his
Yeah.
domain. That's his thing. The Saber community. We're not trying to do any of that. So
Right.
we're just trying to travel and do it on the road, live in front of you, shaking hands, meeting people. And
Kissing
I like
babies.
it. Exactly, kissing babies. So that's what we're doing, pretty much.
Right. And that's such a great collaboration with what Rip is doing anyways. Like I said, it's peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly. Because we can't sell ripper blades without sabers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so it's a good way to get ripper blades out there too.
Right. How long? So it's been so you kind of were doing this before you even kind of put a name to it and said, okay, I'm officially
yeah.
gonna start BYO and this is gonna be. But now it's a thing. Like people, you're establishing
Exactly.
BYO.
Yeah, I mean, we were selling, like I said, this cosplay model on Etsy with ripper blades, because that's where I would get most of the requests. Like our website, I think most people in the Saber community would go straight to our website, and
Right.
obviously the possibilities of them having a Saber were extremely high because they're in the Saber community.
Right.
But the people that were buying ripper blades on Etsy were not all Saber people. We're mostly cosplayers, and that's where I realized there was, we had an issue there. And so
Right.
we've been selling this on Etsy for a while now, for a little while.
Right. How are you liking doing the cons and stuff? Or is it I mean, obviously it's completely different because I know you from the Ripper Blade days where you guys, I mean, it would be just you and Rip in a little garage for months on end. You guys went out to Texas and didn't have anybody but family. So you guys are
Yep.
very used to being isolated, but now the con is completely 100% opposite. Which do you like
totally.
better?
Well, we do both. We do the cons, and we see 8,000 billion people, and then we go home. And we stay home with our animals in the city we live in, which is, there's a population of 302. We are 301 and 302. And so it's like a ghost town.
Right.
But we love it. It's quiet. The air is great. All you see are mountains and the sunsets. You know what I mean? Our animals
Right.
run around. I mean, I hear my neighbor's donkey and a cow at times. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so we have we both worlds. And I'm a people person. So is he. But we're getting older. And as you get older, people realize people start getting on your nerves. Okay? I'm like a 10-year-old cat right now, okay? I'm just like, oh God. You know what I mean?
Well, just as long as you don't start leaving your territory and spraying on places, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, no. No, I stopped doing that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So are there trends or anything that you're seeing? Like, do people tend to make the same type of lightsabers, or are you seeing really unique and creative things that people are coming up with?
You know me, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I see some really cool ones, and I tell them too. I'm like, I take a picture and then I never do anything about it. But I tell them, hey, I'm gonna steal your design.
Right.
So if you see it on my website, I'll call it, whoever they are. Like if their name is Mark, I'll call it Marky or whatever, right?
Right.
But there are some people that may very well be colorblind.
Right.
and make the most horrific sabers you will ever see. Now,
Right.
I never compliment them, but I don't ever tell them how awful it is, because obviously they made it and they're so happy and it's just crazy. But yeah, no,
Right.
I mean, and there's no way to control that. No way.
Right.
So
You know
yeah,
what?
we've seen
It's
both.
it's what's in their heart and their design. I remember when we had what's up, Joe? When we had the build your own saber, we called it the ritual at our shop in Fairfield. And some
Uh-huh.
people came out with some, pretty outrageous, and they paid good money for it. Like they bought each little section and they were so proud of the sabers, but I was like, "Oh wow, that's something there, buddy."
Yeah, I mean, I won't put anybody down, but I'm not gonna lie and compliment something that I don't think should leave the house.
Yeah. But you know what? They have their own personal sense of pride. They love it. And as long as it's paid
Exactly.
for, that's all that matters.
No, and you know what? The best feeling in the world is, oh my gosh, and another thing I've noticed here in San Francisco, I have never seen so many Sailor Moon fans in my life. A lady, and mind you, I didn't have any Sailor Moon sabers this time, but
Right.
this lady, she bought one. I'm gonna have to ship her one next week. But I mean, these people go crazy. She cried. This lady cried, and Rip was showing somebody the one of the Xenopixels, and it has the Sailor Moon font on it, and she
Right,
kind of
right.
like turned, and then we told her, yeah, we have a Sailor. This lady cried.
Wow.
She cried, and then she bought it, even though I didn't have it. She's just gonna wait for me to ship it. I mean,
Wow.
so I love it. I really like being around the people, con people. Like I said, I've done conferences, I've done big conventions before, but this is not like the regular salespeople I'm used to. I'm used to like the sharks, like that are coming at you. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
the kind of sales that I'm used to doing in different conventions. The
Right.
people here, the vendors are also fans, and they're just a different breed of people. They're just awesome people. They're cool
Wow.
people. They're friendly. They're not maybe one or two. They're not stab in the back kind of people. They're not, you know what I mean? They're just having a good time. They're small businesses, and that's another difference too. A lot of the people that are vendors at cons are artists and small businesses,
Right.
husband and wife, or little things like that. I'm used to big companies, big corporations, where the person you see in the booth is an employee,
Right.
not the owner. Here, 80% of the time, the people that are selling own it. It is
Right.
their
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So it's just a totally different vibe, and it's great. I
Are,
mean, I
are
call it
you saying
connies
are
because
you saying in cons in general, or are you talking about specifically Bay Area cons, or just the whole general vibe?
no, just cons in general. Just
Yeah, yeah,
just the
yeah.
difference between these kinds of convention, like comic cons and fan based conventions, because we've done like horror conventions. We've done different kinds of conventions, but they're all kind of like fan based. Like the horror ones are based on the horror movies and different stuff. But the ones I was used to doing were like big, huge home shows where you see 200,000 people, but you know down the aisle there's two construction companies, and there's like five sharks in each booth, and they're like going at it, trying to get the sale, and where people are walking down the aisle and they're scared to look to the side because a shark's going to come at them and try to sell them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Totally different vibe here. Here,
Yeah.
like I said, it's more artists. They're more laid back. It's just a better vibe. It's a better feel.
Right. Right. And they help you look after your like you have to run to the bathroom to help you watch your
Oh
booth
yeah.
because they understand what it's like to be a small business owner themselves.
Exactly. 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 So
Right.
it's
Right.
just it's more of a community, really. It's more of a community, not like a sales kind of a thing.
Right. So I would imagine, okay, so BYO is Sabers primarily, and I do know that there's different fandoms, but of course when somebody thinks of Sabers, the first thing they think of obviously is Star Wars. Now
Yes.
you were saying that the Bay Area seems to be crazy for Star Wars, but other
Yeah.
parts of the country that you go to, not quite as much. Like they like different fandoms. Do you still do well in other parts where Star Wars is not the main fandom?
Yes, yes, because lightsabers are lightsabers. You put a lightsaber in somebody's hand, especially in a male's hand, and it's over. They're 7 years old and they're swooshing and swooshing. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's what happens. And no, so everywhere. Um, like I said, a lot of people are just kind of don't really even know that lightsabers are available with all the bells and whistles that the sabers we have. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Right.
people are also used to like, or I'm not talking about saber people. I'm talking about regular
The general
cosplayers and
public.
the general public. They're more used to like one color. You know what I mean? Because they'll say, "Oh, I'll take a green one." Well, okay. Well, they all have a bunch of colors. I mean, you can have it in green, but you can have it in red tomorrow and blue the next day. So
Right.
they don't know too much. We just started selling pixels. Nobody really knew about pixels. We have to explain pixels. You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean? That's the difference.
Right.
That's the difference.
You
And
know.
and and honestly,
Yeah, no, no.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And honestly, the ones that do buy the pixels are the ones that ask for them because they know about them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would be Saber community people.
Right, exactly. And you and I have talked about it a lot too, because I know with Kyber Cave we toe this really weird line of we're in the Saber community, but I know that that is not my personal focus as a business. Very little of my business comes from the Saber community or
Uh huh.
online. Most of my sales come from conventions or somebody walking into my store. I'm Most of my sales come from me being able to put that saber in their hand and them
Exactly.
seeing it firsthand as opposed to flipping on a website and not knowing what
Exactly.
all this terminology means.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, not too many people understand. That they're around and they see the quality. They see they see everything that comes with a saber and and the affordability too.
Right.
I think that if the stuff we were selling, I think if it was three, four, five, $600, I don't know that they would go as well. Now, mind you,
Right.
there's definitely a market for that. I mean, the saber community is a huge market, you
Right.
know, but and like I said, when we started in 2017, I was totally new to all this market. Um,
Right.
I didn't realize that not everybody has a lightsaber because
Yeah.
I just figured, okay, let's go sell these ripper blades, and everyone's gonna buy them. Well, 90% of them were like, well, how do I light it?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And so that's when this whole journey really started.
Right. And I think, being with Ripper Blades, you guys are in a weird, interesting you're in an interesting position in that you're in the saber community. Ripper Blades is well known. Everybody knows Ripper Blades. You can spot a Ripper Blade when you see one at a con. So it would seem that that you have all this attention here, but in the real world, when you go to a con, the everyday normal person has no idea what a Ripper Blade is. So, if
Exactly.
they don't already own a lightsaber, it really doesn't mean a lot to them.
Exactly. And that's another reason why we want to take ripper blades on the road, because now they will know about ripper blades. You know what I
R-
mean? And
Right.
then of course there's a lot of different companies that do make flat acrylic blades. And so we also wanted to pretty much rebrand ripper blades so that people could actually see the difference,
Right. Right. Right.
because you can't see the difference when you're looking at websites. I mean,
Right.
if you're an artist, you may be able to see the difference, but most of us are not artists. Like, you know what I mean? If it was me, I can go to four different websites with flat acrylic blades, and I wouldn't. The only difference I would notice is the price.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And
Well,
so there is a huge difference. I mean, you can see it, you can feel it. A lot of just little things that misconceptions. People think they're fragile because they look like they're clear and no, they're not. I mean, you can't fight with them, but I mean, they're not glass. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think it's really hard, and part of the problem, it's something that I see in the saber industry, but I'm sure it's swallowed up Ripper Blades, which was why BYO is so important. But in the beginning, or when things, back in the beginning when the saber market was just starting, you only had a couple of people to choose from. So, if you only had 3 or 4 lightsaber companies to choose from, you're going to pay whatever price that is.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Now that Disney has come out and all, lightsabers, they're still not quite mainstream, I would say, but they're becoming much more.
Yes, they are. Definitely.
Particularly because of Galaxy's Edge. I think that's been the game changer. People will start with the Galaxy's Edge and then realize that they can get, they can get combat or higher quality sabers than that. But the problem then becomes that as more and more companies come out, it's harder to tell the difference in quality, like between the low quality company and the high quality. So Ripper Blades gets caught in that kind of thing. When it was just Ripper Blades or 1 or 2 people that were making acrylic blades, everybody knew that it was high quality. But when you start seeing more and more companies making it, it's hard to tell which is the good one and which is, the not so good one.
Exactly. So that's another reason why we're out meeting people. You know what I mean? And people buy from people they like, bottom line. So if you talk to them and you have a conversation and they actually like you, they're going to buy from you.
Right.
That's just the way it is. People buy from people they trust, from people they like. And again, you show them the product and then there's a 1-year warranty on it. So, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. You know what I mean? You can have a lightsaber that so many people that have lightsabers actually still buy our lightsabers because the lightsaber they have is a beautiful Vader's Vault. It's a beautiful Electrum. They paid nice money for it, but guess what? It's up on the shelf because they're scared to fight with it. So they buy the $120 lightsaber, and here they are. They're just banging it around because they know that they paid $120 for it, and they also know that there's a 1-year warranty on it. So they can get a whole year out of this, even if at 366 days later, it falls apart and just like melts. They still got a whole year for $120 of beating this thing up.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So there is a difference. Now, mind you, before Ripper Blades, there was Ripper Sabers. So way back, we're old, man. That's back in the day. That was like 2009. Okay, some of your viewers are going to be like, "Oh my God, I was in kindergarten." Okay? But so my point is, we are going to start bringing Ripper Blades, Ripper Sabers back. So now that we're establishing this a little bit, eventually there will be some Ripper Sabers available.
Wow.
So, because we kind of want to have both ends, really, because people at cons will, we have a few cannons and then we have a few things that are a little bit more on the, $500, $600, $700, $800 price range. And people from the saber community can appreciate it. And so there is a market for that.
Right. So it's a little mix of everything.
Yes.
Right. No, go ahead.
We do the cosplay thing with the cosplayers and we just try to get as involved as possible.
Right.
So that works too.
I'm completely aware of like markets and like who our targets is. I know I am not Vader's Vault. The kind of customers that come to Kyber Cave are not Vader Vault customers. Most of my customers are going to be somebody that just wants to have a good time with their kid in the backyard, or like 2 guys in the Air Force that want to drink some beers and go to the park. That is, that is my typical. They're not looking for, I do have people that are looking for the replicas because this is their favorite movie or they have a connection to Star Wars. But they're looking for a good time. They would rather spend $100 or $200 or $300 and have something that's, great and has all the bells and whistles than $800 on a piece of art. Because really, when you get into that price range, you're buying
Exactly.
art.
Exactly. But you know what? How I look at it too, um, they they buy the sabers we have, and they become they become addicts, and so their goal is going to be to buy that Vader's vault.
Right.
That's what they actually are going to, that's what they actually want. So this is kind of like a starter thing, you know what I mean? So to get them started in the hobby, and then they start, realizing there's a whole saber community. They start realizing there's other companies, and because we
Right.
talk about these companies with the people here, so
Right.
they're
Right.
aware of other companies. And like a gentleman said, oh well, my son, and this was like last con, my son just bought, he purchased a saber from Vader's vault, and he said, yeah, but it took 8 months. I said, whoa, he got lucky. That kind,
Right.
you wait 2 years for a Vader's vault because it's worth it. That's
Yes.
why. Okay, it's a totally different thing. It's not what you're buying here. What you're buying here, you're gonna have a good time with it, but that's, like you said, it's artwork. It's a collector's item. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And people can get, with those different levels, people can still get their, movie replica Vader or Luke Saber or whatever
Yeah.
at that lower value, but they're not as they don't feel as bad to beat it up and have fun with it, which is
Yeah.
the best thing. I always tell people I have the best job in the world, dude. I just get to see people smile and have fun all day long.
Exactly, and they do, man. The people love lightsabers. They love them. Love them.
Is there anything that you're doing that people are asking more from? Are you going to be growing BYO, or are you kind of in a good little niche where you're at? Just the having people
Um,
build their stuff.
well, honestly, I mean, with me, there's always growth. I mean, if I'm not growing, I'm not breathing. We have tons of plans, but we've been wanting to travel for a very long time. And like I said, due to different things, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna for so 2023 is gonna be rebranding Ripper Blades and
Wow.
branding BYO. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Now, of course, I have tons of ideas, and you know me on a personal level. I mean, I want the sky's the limit, and after that, I'm going up higher. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
I've also learned that I can't do it all because I have to sleep, and then and the stress level does really mess with your health. So
Right.
it's been a little bit of a ride. The last year and a half to 2 years, we've learned a lot about uh, what not to do, and you know what I mean. And so
Right.
so we're slowly coming back around, and we've had a few, like I said, we've had a few setbacks, but things are coming around. Things always come around. So we're much better now.
Excellent. They always do for you. And so now you just finished up at San Francisco Con. You're gonna be in
Yes,
LA next weekend, right?
yes, we're going to be at the LA Comic Con, and I think Rip is going to be interviewed also on next Sunday.
Oh wow.
Correct?
Yeah, oh yeah, for this show. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, people, I still get messages when I get around to going into Facebook, which is not very often. Um, I still get messages from people wondering if we're okay, and that's another thing I wanted to make sure we are good, we're fine. We just had to take the time to, like I said, learn what not to do.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right.
mean? We're still good. Ripper Blades is still there. But Rip hasn't been live in almost a year. It's been
Yeah,
almost
Rip
a
used
year
to
since
go
he
live.
hasn't been live
Yeah, he used to go
every
live
Sunday.
every Sunday night.
So that'll eventually start up. But like I said, we're learning what not to do, and so we're
Right.
slowly gonna rebrand, rebuild, and do things the way, or do things differently, because it just didn't work. It just didn't
Right.
work. Some help would be great too. Hopefully, we can get someone to help us. Um, but that's kind of been a little hectic too. It's really
Right.
hard to find help.
Right. Yeah. No, I believe me, I get it. Mike Berger
Yeah.
of the Jedi Council of America is giving big love to Ripper Blades and saying that you
Yay!
have definitely hooked him up with discounts.
Awesome. Yeah,
so
yeah.
so okay, how does it work? You're in San Francisco this week, and then you're going to be in LA next week. So are you like just staying with family and stuff? I know you both are from the Bay Area. Are you staying with family for like a week and then
Yes.
heading down, or because you guys live in
No, I
Arizona?
mean, yeah, no, I mean, we still have the animals, so we have to go back to the animals, and we still have orders to fill from the website, and
Oh
so I
wow.
mean, so right now we're doing. I mean, this is going to be a little bit hectic because we have 3 cons. This one, and then we go to LA, and then we go to Las Vegas for Cosplay Expo.
Oh wow.
But what we do, no, we have stayed. I stayed with my cousin. We stayed with my cousin in Mountain View. We're headed home tomorrow, so we'll be home tomorrow night, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be working Ripper Blades, and then Thursday we go off to LA, and then come back on Sunday, and then we work Ripper Blades Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we go back to Las Vegas Friday.
That is an amazing schedule. It makes it sound like there's 4 of you.
At times, I think there is.
Hey V, we're getting ready to wrap up here. I know you got a couple more
All right.
things to do there. I know our director Mezzo has put your information directly to your website for BYO,
Cool.
or she has put the link down below. But is there anything you want to leave people with, or you've already told them the next 2 places that you're going to be at? Is there anything you want to tell people?
That we're going to be on the road next year, so just look out for us. I'm gonna be updating, like I said, once we get some help to pretty much ship the already made Ripper Blades, that the orders that we'll get. Once we do that, we're off. We're going to be gone for a month or 2 at a time, and just from one place to another. So and like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Comic-Con. We'll be anywhere. I mean, if we're by there and there's some sort of craft show or what, if they let me in, I'm there.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, everybody likes lightsabers. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'll be at a fishing expo. I'll be at a gun show. I'm there.
Beautiful. I am excited to be. It's so cool. I mean, obviously, I've known you for years, and all the work that you put into Ripper Blades, but it's so cool to kind of see you on your own venture. I mean, I know that both are tied together,
Yes, definitely.
but I feel this is very much kind of like something you can sink your teeth into.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, let's be real. With custom work, there's a ceiling. I mean, he can only work so many hours a day.
Right,
You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So he can only produce so much. With something that is already made and I'm able to sell, there is no limit. I just order more. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Because I'm
right.
not making it. Now, mind you, and that's something a lot of people have different misconceptions about a lot of stuff. We don't drop ship. We don't take an order and then send the order to China and have somebody ship it from China. We don't do that.
Right,
We order a bunch of stuff. It gets delivered to the house. We inspect everything. We fix everything. We modify some things
right.
because we want to be a little different too. You know what I mean? We modify some things. We make sure things work and are working correctly before we put it. So it's not like that at all. It's not like we just order stuff and ship it off. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
there's a little bit more love, a little bit more care, and I know that a lot of the LGT sellers do that.
Right, right. No, I completely get it. Kyber Cave is in the same position. We are not a drop shipper. We have things shipped in, we inspect it, repackage how we need to, and send things out. That
Exactly.
way, if we put a 1-year warranty on it, we know that it left our hands in good shape.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, mistakes, they just take up way too much time.
Right.
So if you know what I mean, if you know, because I have found some things that you know what I mean, like I got shipped a double-sided, but it wasn't double-sided. It looked like it was double-sided, but there was a speaker on the bottom. So they just put the wrong chassis in there.
Right.
New person hired the new guy, and they didn't tell the new guy, okay, how to do it. So I don't want to sell that at a con, and they're like, it only lights one. Yeah. So I
Right.
have to make sure that it's correct before it gets on the table.
Right, exactly. All right, V. Well, I am excited. I will. I'm excited to get to see you guys very soon. For everybody that is out there, make sure to check out BYO. Check out the sabers that they have available. It is a build-it-yourself saber place, guys. So check out the link down below, and don't forget, next week we will have the other half, Mr. Gary Ripper of Ripper Blades, will be on this show, and at that time you guys are going to be in LA. So there he is. And at that time you guys are going to be in LA, so we'll be excited to see you again.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you, and I will see you soon.
Later.
Yeah. Peace. Woo!
There
Hello?
we go.
Are you there?
No, it was weird because during the interview, it said that the browser had lost connection with my mic, but obviously can't test that until I come back.
Right.
That was fun. I love to see friends chat.
Yeah. And isn't it cool? Isn't it cool of all of the different Saber business owners we meet? We don't often get to meet women Saber business owners.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Girl power. All right. Thank you, V Ripper. And again, yeah, we are going to have the other half Gary on
back
next week.
Yes, very exciting. So like part 2 of the husband and wife duo.
A few people have been commenting on my my shaviness. I lost my
I shaved too. That's why you don't see the beard anymore. Women of the galaxy. Yes, Michaela. Yes, you did say you look good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, V, for coming on. I really enjoyed hearing you talk. It made me just excited for you guys too. Yes, Gary Ripper is next week. So Gary Ripper of Ripper Blades.
Yes, V is my sister from another mister, dude. That's my homie right there. So I'm gonna be excited. So all right, so moving on.
Yes, we have our producer Kevin Hogan, as you know, our convention connoisseur, as I always say, who goes to conventions every week. What are you looking at? You look very confused.
No, my kid is distracting me. I can't read.
Sam, stop it!
Stop
it, Sam.
I'm in a show, dude.
My kids do that to me while I'm driving. Like, stop it! Leave me be! I'm trying to drive. I can't look at what you want to show me. I am driving.
Right, exactly.
That probably is the same. I say that probably every time I'm in the car with my kids. So without further ado, here is Kevin's report on the conventions in the area.
Hello everyone, this is Kevin Hogan from Northern California for an episode of California Comic-Con Adventures. On the weekend of November the 20th, 2022, our friends at Ohana Comic-Con visited the Santa Mela Los Banos area. We got to see lots of cool vendors showing off their neat souvenirs, and most of our local friends and their awesome costumes they created their cosplay combos there. Ohana Comic-Con, as you know, visits a different city every weekend up and down the state of California. Also going on at the Daly City Cop Palace near San Francisco is the 30th annual Charles Dickens Christmas Festival. They've turned the inside of the arena into the old-timey Victorian area streets of London there. So lots of ladies and gals there and lords in top hats and steampunk costumes there walking around. It's very cool going on the mid-November through mid-December. Definitely want to check that out there. And for those of you looking forward to upcoming events there, all you naughty kids look out for the Krampus and Christmas demons coming to the Elk Grove area on Saturday, December the 3rd, and also going to be in the BYO Christmas Mad Hatter Parade on December the 3rd as well there. Also, Comic-Con is going to be visiting the Desto on December the 3rd as well there, so you can see their cool cosplay contests there. And Ohana Comic-Con will be visiting the Lodi Golf area on December the 4th there. And for those of you in Southern California, on December the 2nd through the 4th, there is LA Comic-Con at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Well, thanks for watching. Enjoy the tape.
Hi. Yeah, so I have to apologize, Kevin. I will upload this video separately. So what happened is the default volume for the audio on Premiere Pro is like super loud, and I usually just turn it down and then it's fine. And I forgot to turn it down before I rendered. So I am very apologetic. I'm so sorry. I will be re-uploading his video with the correct volume for Kevin after the show for people to see. So I do apologize deeply. I am so sorry.
Distance Nerding is in the house. I love their
hi James.
James' comment. They had sabers during Charles Dickens' day. Yes, of course they did.
That's cool.
The very first thing you see in A New Hope is a long time ago. That right there tells you they had sabers during Dickens' day.
All right. So anyways, thank you so much, Kevin. I do apologize again for kind of messing up on the sound volume there. I will fix the music and I will upload it as a separate upload to our channel for people to go and view without the annoying music being ridiculously loud. Anyway, so thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
James is saying who's going to LA Con. I know this. I feel like
you know what? I want to go because I'd love to be able to. New Rockstars has their live stream that they do every week, and they're doing a special one that weekend just for that. And I would love to have gone and actually like met some of them, but you know, traveling is expensive. You know, and it was something that I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know they were going to be there until like a week and a half ago. So it's like I just unfortunately, I need more time to be able to save up for a trip.
Well, Gary and V, BYO Sabers and Ripper Blades will be there next week. LA Con, cool. LA Con is next week. I don't even know if there are tickets available. I have no idea. I have not even looked. My girlfriend's son went back to college. And oh wow, she's school already.
That's cool.
Who's the guy that left? Everybody's commenting on the beard. Even my son thinks it's cringy.
Oh my goodness, your son is adorable.
Wow, look at Michaela getting all Star Wars nerdy over here.
Right, it was a very long time ago. It was very bright glasses. That's really cool.
Someday that's where we're gonna be. That is our goal. Metso, is we're gonna broadcast Saber Rattle from a Japan convention someday. That is our
holy shnikes. Just to even think about going to Japan in general, like that makes my heart flutter. So just to remind everybody who was not here at the beginning that our Patreon page has a poll going right now. You have to be a patron to be able to vote, but you can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can find it through the link tree in the description below. The current poll is to vote on 3 possible color combinations for Metso to dye her hair. And that poll closes tomorrow night. So if you want to have a say in Metso's hair color, become a patron and support our channel. And Metso's crazy impulsive decision to dye her hair. The 3 possibilities will be red and black, purple and black, or red and green for Christmas. And right now the winner so far is red and black. So join. Wow. John said black and red, I'm pretty sure. Yes. So join our Patreon at patreon.com/Kyber Cave Productions, or check the link tree in the description below to join us for that. Sir, anything else you would like to add?
That's funny. We also have exclusive merchandise at that Patreon too. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are at 825 subscribers. We picked up like 22 subscribers this weekend. Not as many as I had hoped for. I was really hoping that we'd be giving away a saber tonight, but you can still help us do that. Remember, for every 50 subscribers we get to this channel right now, we give away a combat saber. We just gave one away last show, and then the one before that was only 2 weeks before that. So, I would love to give away a saber every single week. That would be
yeah, that would be
make me
epic.
happy.
Oh my goodness. That would make me very, very happy. I'd have to make sure that every time I open StreamYard that I had the giveaway tool ready.
Yeah,
every time.
See, there we go. Let's make that happen. Please let your friends know about this show. And not just this show. Don't forget, on Wednesdays we have Gaming with Mezzo, as well as Hearts of Kyber comes on. That is a show about health. On Friday nights we have Kyber Cave After Dark. That is our 18 and over show. And then all throughout the week, you never know when Force is going to come in and just drop a new video on you.
We have a new one tomorrow night from our graveyard.
You know what? That's a brand new segment one too, right? That's retro gaming,
Retro
right?
Alcove. Our Retro Alcove is our retro gaming show that we are starting on Monday nights. And it's
Is that
upload.
going to be a regular series?
Yeah, it's going to be every Monday. Our aim. I think Dark is a little happy about that.
I am so excited.
I think you had a nerdgasm there.
I thought it was going to be like a one-time thing. I didn't know it was going to be like
no. It's like I'm already talking to him about retro point and click stuff that I'm going to do with him and stuff like that too. So we're already talking about it. Actually, you'll see. We just uploaded a video shortly before the show. You didn't get a chance to see it because you're at the show, but it's Graveyard has a message for Aubrey about the Retro Alcove, so you'll have to check that out after the show.
Right. That's on the
yes,
channel.
we'll be doing Retro Alcove every Monday night upload. Okay, it is not a stream; it is an upload. Our streams are Sunday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Right.
And then the other days of the week, we are trying to aim towards like one to probably 2 uploads a week, Monday and Thursday ish. Right. And Thursday night actually might end up becoming another gaming stream show. So we'll see.
The eventual goal is to have something brand new for you every day of the week.
Yes. And I just got the game Star Wars Squadrons, where you were like you're playing in an X Fighter. So I'm really excited to kind of like play that one on the channel. Yeah. Might be what I play on Wednesday. Who knows?
Michaela's saying, what's with the Aubrey fight? I'm wondering. Oh, did you ever get sent video from McDavid and Aubrey?
Yeah. Yes, I did get it. I just need to edit it. I've been. Okay. It's balancing all the different stuff that we've got going on.
Right.
Along with the 2 memorial. I did 3 memorials recently.
Right.
For like streaming, so I have to edit all those, and so it's just trying to balance everything. I do have the fight video. I just need to edit. It won't take me super long, so. I will be having that. And then if you see the Aubrey fight, like if you're talking about like the Forrest and Aubrey thing, it's a little bit of a joke on the channel that they talk like husband and wife during their video gaming. So it's a joke that's called Mr. and Mrs. Forrest, like KCP husband and wife. So it was just a joke. But then Forrest had this great idea about us saying that you need to not play with her. So he played with Graveyard. And then there was this whole thing about now Aubrey has competition with Graveyard, that kind of a thing. And so Graveyard had a message for Aubrey, and that's what that video is for, in kind of a cute, fun, silly rebuttal, to speak. So it's a whole thing.
Did you know what this reminds?
It's a lot of fun.
This reminds me of when you watch like the WWE, particularly like back in the day, and you would have like the main segment where they would wrestle, but then there would be like all the in between segments where they're just like talking smack about like the other people and stuff like that. I almost feel like that's what Kyber Cave is turning into. We've got our main shows, but in between, you got all these all
the little things that are like going on there. It's developing organically, which is a lot of fun. It's just kind of happening. It's not like always a planned thing. Right. Like for those who don't know, there was a video of Force, and he asked us, and I asked Van's over here, in a sense, to yes, smack talk. He asked us to record, like, to say, like, for me to tell him I didn't want him to film with Aubrey.
Right.
And then I told Van, without him knowing what what it was for, to film the video saying, yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a great, direction, the correct direction for the channel right now. And Van had no idea like what he was filming for. And
of course, if Marissa says to do it, I just do it.
Yeah, I said to do it. He just did it. And so it was so funny the way it was all put together. And if you guys don't know it, it's in the Last of Us playthroughs, Let's Plays, as they call it.
I think it's episode
so
2.
You'll have to go. So start with Last of It. Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3. I think it was 3.
Yeah,
3 or 4. But
3.
you'd have to go back. Start at the beginning of The Last of Us play because it is a lot of fun. There's some fun edits. Forrest is really becoming really good at the editing stuff, which raw editing, as he does with the raw footage, can take hours because there's so much to go through.
If you watch
it's not like you can go and make a note.
If you watch his shows in order, it's actually kind of cool because you almost like you can almost see him growing. Like you can grow with him. Like each episode, you can see how his editing evolves from episode to episode.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I'm really excited to keep watching him grow. As he calls me his premiere mommy.
I know. I was just thinking. I don't know if he has is just gaming with fours, but it seems like he always plays with someone. He should call it Fours and Friends.
Force and Friends.
Foursquare.
Foursquare. Oh, I should tell you. I'm going to tell you something after the show when we're not live, just because I don't want to. It's not something I want to announce to everybody just yet, guys. We also have shows that are in the pre-production stage, so don't forget to keep on tuned for that. Everyone who supports us on Patreon, we appreciate it because that does help get us to be able to do things. I can spend more time editing, and it gets us to be able to do more pre-production of the shows that we have coming up. Be a Foursquare. I love it. That was all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're going to close out with the talk of the town. Don't forget to tune in. We have our upload tomorrow night for Retro Alcove Gaming, and then we have our gaming stream Wednesday morning, Hearts of Kyber, that evening. So don't forget to tune in. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Peace.